So today I have another MoonSwatch to show you guys. This is the mission to Mars. It's a very popular version of the Omega Swatch collaboration, and I'm very excited to show it to you guys. This gets the red case with a white dial, and you even get those rocket hands. Those rocket hands are an homage to the original Alaska project, a very coveted limited edition of the Omega Speedmaster Professional. Let's get into it and take a look. So the mission to Mars, I'm very excited about this one. This is the one that I really wanted. When I was waiting online to get a MoonSwatch, I actually got the Saturn version. The one I wanted was the mission to Mars, but it sold out before I could actually buy one. Someone who I am friends with, my friend Tyler, was online ahead of me and was able to purchase one, so he let me borrow it for review. I still plan on getting one. I actually plan on getting them all because I am really, I don't know, I want to collect them all. I think they're pretty cool. And here we go. So the packaging is the exact same packaging as we got from the Saturn. All of them are exactly the same. It gives you a little bit of information about the planet that you are unboxing. Again, all of the versions are on the back right here, and then it just has a little bit of a factoid about the planet that you're unboxing. So one day Mars will have a ring. Okay, very interesting. And here is the watch. So it's the exact same packaging. It's just a cardboard sort of fold out, I guess you would call it. Take the watch out, it actually lifts up, and there you go. This pops out. And inside here, you're just getting a little booklet and a little information on operation of the watch. Very simple to operate. It's a very simple chronograph, but they still include that sort of stuff. Here it is. It's a good-looking watch. Now, it is a bright watch. So you have this bright red case. You have hands that are in red. You have the chronograph hand, the second hand in red. You have a very white strap on here. This will get dirty very, very quickly. It's signed just like the other one, Speedmaster, Mission to Mars, MoonSwatch. It's the same material, I think, but it looks like it's a little bit different than the one that I have on mine, and we'll do a side-by-side comparison. This is almost like leatherette. Mine is a little bit different, but it's signed Omega right there, and says Swatch right there. And of course, it gets a white dial with black and red hands. So you're getting red hands at the two top sub-registers. Those look like rockets, and that's sort of an homage to the original Alaska project. The Alaska project was a watch that was actually being developed by Omega for NASA for a possible trip to the dark side of the moon. It was never used, but they built a red aluminum shroud that went around the case of the watch. And there was the original version, and there was a second version. The most recent version, I believe, is an aluminum case. I don't know if the original one was a titanium case, but either way, it had a shroud that would actually protect it from extreme temperatures, so extreme cold and extreme hot that they would encounter on the moon. Now, this gets a red bioceramic case. Bioceramic, 3/4 ceramic, 1/4 plastic or castor oil. Feels like 100% plastic. So it's not the heaviest watch on Earth. It's 29 grams. But like I said, it sort of feels like almost like carbon fiber or forged carbon fiber. It's light like that. And it is actually pretty durable. So it's a durable material because of the ceramic mixed with plastic. So it does give it a very good scratch resistance. So even though it doesn't feel like ceramic, it does act like ceramic. So that is a good thing. Even this little keeper right here, that's in the bioceramic as well. The hands, the red hands, again, those are inspired by the rockets. Those were in black on the original Alaska projects. And the very original Alaska project actually had red ones. So pretty cool that they actually did these in red and not black. Again, a black chronograph hand, and then you have a black second hand there at the 6 o'clock. The hands themselves are in black and white. There's loom on those. There's loom on the chronograph hands for the two rockets, I believe. But we'll do a loom shot at the end. I'm not entirely sure of that. And then you have loomed indices And then there is a black track that goes around a minute track, which looks really good. White bezel on here. And then, of course, you have a chronograph. Let's start that chronograph. The chronograph is slightly misaligned on here. This one is slightly misaligned left. Mine, the one that's on my wrist, is slightly misaligned right. So it's weird that I have two watches in and both of them have misaligned chronographs. That's something to be mentioned. Not the best, but even if you try and fix that by pulling out the crown and pressing the buttons and getting the chronograph hand to move, because you could realign a quartz chronograph, that does not work. I've tried it. It just aligns it right instead of left. So this is actually a misaligned chronograph hand. Something to keep in mind with these. If you are a little bit OCD, you're not going to like that. These are 42 millimeter cases. At the bezel, they are just about 39.7, but at the case, as I mentioned, it's around 41 and change, so 41.7. These are thin. They're 13 millimeters thin, so around 13.1 millimeters thin. Very good. It is a quartz chronograph, and you have that quartz chronograph setup. 6.4 millimeters at the crown. Crown is also signed with an O and an S. You also get a little S in the middle of the acrylic crystal. So you get an acrylic crystal on here, and it has that little S in the middle where the Omega logo would be. And there you go, 43. No, it's about 47, I believe. Let me do that again. Yeah, it's almost 47 millimeters at the for the lug to lug. And then, as I mentioned, the crystal is acrylic. It is not hexalite like you would get on a Omega Speedmaster Professional moon watch. So this will scratch. And I have noticed that if you look at these closely, when you get them, there's a little bit of a haze right there on the left side of this crystal. And that is out of the box. This was not worn. Mine was not worn either. They have protective plastic on the actual top of the acrylic crystal, and you can see there's actually haze on this acrylic, on this protector. So I don't know what they're doing with these watches and why there is haze on them, but they are scratched. So I think a lot of people probably don't notice that, but this is scratched as well. So there are imperfections in this watch, just right off the bat before you even, start using it, which is a little bit disappointing. One of the things I said about this watch is that the straps are terrible. I'm going to throw this on my wrist. The straps are terrible on my 7.5 inch wrist. It does, and this is the Saturn on my 7.5 inch wrist in that taupe brown color. And you can see the strap is different. This one's a little bit, I don't know, shimmery, I guess you could call it, but it's a different material. It's not like a leatherette. It's almost like a nylon, I guess. But I've been wearing this here and there, and you can see nothing is coming off on my wrist. Then again, I'm not a very sweaty person, so I would imagine if I sweat more, this maybe would come off. But then again, I'm almost the same color as this watch, so I don't think it will ever really come off on my wrist. But here they are side by side. Looks pretty good. I think they both look really good. I actually have grown to really like this version, even though a lot of people say it looks like a weird smiley face with its tongue hanging out or something like that. I could see it. It looks okay. There's a go state position, by the way. Something to note for those who are annoyed by these little things. Quirky watches, obviously, there are some quirky issues with them. And one of those issues is the fact that this has a go state position. So when you pull out the crown, there's a position right there, and then a second position. And it does not hack. So, oh, it actually does hack. What am I saying? It's the chronograph hand that didn't stop. It does hack, so the hacking right there. That's it. Pushing the crown, and it starts up again. I mean, this is a pretty cool watch. I really like the inspiration behind it. I think that there are probably companies out there right now working on a 3D printed bioceramic shroud that should go over this. And if there's not, I'm saying it right now, someone should do it. Make a bioceramic shroud. And there it is on my 7.5 inch wrist. $260 these go for on the retail end. And then obviously on the flipping end, on the gray market, these are going for a lot more. This goes for around $800, $850, somewhere around there. I think The other watch that I have here, the Saturn, is going for around $700 or $800 as well. I think the Moon, Mission to the Moon, is one that's going for the most. The Elasto project is going for a pretty good amount as well. A lot of people are saying these are toys and they're pieces of crap and that they are throwaway watches. I disagree with that, and I agree with that. So I disagree. I don't think it's a throwaway watch. I think it's something that you could wear, you can enjoy. I definitely would put it on a different strap because the straps absolutely are horrible and you have to break them in, and then eventually this is just going to wear off because it's not the best made strap. So the first thing I would do is probably change it for a inexpensive leather strap from a company that makes inexpensive leather straps in a 22 millimeter lug width, because that's what this gets. That would be the first thing I would do, or just wear it on this strap, wear it out, and then buy a strap, depending on what you want to do. Will this watch last you a lifetime? No, I've already said this. Is it a replacement for the Moon watch? No, it is not a replacement for the Moon watch. Is it a fun watch that will be fun to collect? Absolutely. Is it a good looking watch? Definitely. And is it well made? It's made well. I wouldn't say it's well made. I think they did a good job of replicating the case of a Moon watch. It gives you that flavor. It gives you a taste of what it is to own a Moon watch without actually spending that price. Will it get a lot of people into watch collecting? Absolutely. And I think that's sort of the point of this watch. I did a really extensive review on this watch. I will put a link down in the description, and I will put a link above. Definitely check that out, because I go into a lot more on this watch than I am right now with this watch. And the reason is because I don't want to keep on repeating myself, but it's just an interesting collaboration, something that we didn't see coming. And when they did this, it sort of blew a lot of people out of the water. A lot of people went crazy. I think a lot of people who own Omega Speedmasters might have gotten angry. If you get one in your hands, you're going to understand this is not a replacement of your Speedmaster. It sort of reminds me when Uniqlo or a brand like that, a clothing brand, does a collaboration with a really high-end clothing brand, and they come out with something that's sort of affordable using the Uniqlo quality, but the design from this higher end brand. It gets you into it. It gets you into the fashion. It introduces you to that brand, to that higher end brand, and you aspire to own that brand. But in the meantime, you can own it through Uniqlo. That's kind of what this is. It's a collaboration of high-low. So a high-end brand collaborating with a low-end brand and an affordable brand, and you get something that's actually affordable and looks cool. That's really it. A little bit of a rant there, but let's do a loom shot and then wrap up the video. So there you have it. Loom, not that bad, but not that great. The hands are slightly smaller areas of loom on this watch than there was on the Saturn version. You could see that right here because the Saturn version is also loomed. The hands are a little bit more loomed on the Saturn version. However, the indices are exactly the same. The second hand exactly the same, but you do get the two chronograph hands loomed on the Alaska version. That's really it. That's the only difference. Other than that, pretty cool watch. I really love this collaboration. It is a hyped watch. A lot of people are hyping this watch up and spending over retail. Please don't spend over retail for these. They are going to be available very, very soon online, and I think a lot of people will be very disappointed if you spend over retail price on this watch. These are not limited editions, but I can't imagine they will continue to make these in perpetuity. I think they will eventually decide to stop making them, and then maybe these will be a little bit collectible. But right now, in the short term, they will be available online. Spending over retail is really silly. But that's kind of what I think. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. I want to hear from you guys. I know a lot of people do not like this watch. Some people really like it. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I want to hear from you guys. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It is super helpful for the channel, and I very much appreciate it. Please follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is WatchChrisBlog, all one word. I have some links in the description. Those links are to Amazon. If you click those links and buy anything, it helps support the channel. It doesn't cost you anything extra. However, I very much appreciate it. Anyway, thank you for logging on. I'll catch you guys in the next video.